Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Janna Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Gopi Janna Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jayo Jashodha Nandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jayo Jashodha Nandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jayo Jashodha Nandana Jayo Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Kunja Vihari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki, Samavita Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. I'm very happy to be back in with my Harrisburg devotee family. Such a lovely community. So, can you pull up Bhagavad Gita on your phones or take some? Because I'm going to want to have different devotees just read the verse and translation as we go. And then I'll kind of comment a little bit so yeah, I can get some. Also a special welcome to my new friend Josh, who I met yesterday. We had a very nice interaction, and anyways, it's destined. He's destined to join us. I'm feeling it very, very strongly. So thank you so much for coming, Josh. Shrimati Bhakti Charu Swami Jnani Smriti Chaita Supreta Vajanam Chada Sapurvam Prabhupada Padam Naham Bhakti Chabram Namo Vishnu Krishna Shaya Bhakti Bhaktivedanta Nirishesha Shunyari Pashyantati Siddha. All right, so why don't we jump in, and this is based on Sutapa, who's the devotee? So there's like a sort of a summary, which I think we've all been doing. So this is the 9th chapter. So his acronym for this one is King. So there's four sections. The K is for knowledge. It's going to be verses 1 through 3. So if we could just have, I don't know, you can start from one place, go around, but just different devotees just read the Sanskrit and translation for texts 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll speak a little. Yeah, chapter 9. Yes, please. Yeah, just jump in. Someone can do verse 2. Thank you. And then after we do that, I'm going to read this. This is Garuda Prabhu's translation of Bhagavad Gita. He's Prabhupada disciple. He's a professor of Sanskrit. It's nice. It's actually a very nice Gita. I guess we call it bridge. To bridge the gap. So it has, because other translations they don't have the bhakti there, right? Because it's not devotees. So this is a devotee with bhakti, but making it for folks if they're not ready for kind of Prabhupada's like full on surrender to Krishna. Anyway, so I'll read those because it's a beautiful translation. He translates this: the King of Secrets, Rajaguyam. The beloved Lord said, "Now I shall reveal to you this greatest secret, for you are without envy. It is knowledge together with realized knowledge, knowing which you shall be free from inauspiciousness. This is the King of Knowledge, the King of Secrets, the ultimate means of purification, understood by direct perception, in harmony with Dharma. It is joyful to perform and everlasting. Those persons who have no faith in this Dharma, O destroyer of the enemy, not achieving me, again return to the path of recurring death." All right, so the most important point I'm going to make today is actually the first one. Maybe a little bit reverse, right? We should work up to the thing. So if you're going to fall asleep for the rest, that's fine. But stay awake for this. This is actually very, very important. Very important. Okay, so the key point is that faith is a prerequisite for spiritual knowledge. Faith is a prerequisite for spiritual knowledge. We have some college students, right? In the room, yeah? You have prerequisites for courses, right? You can't take organic chemistry till you take Chem 101 or whatever. cannot go to the second stage until you pass the first. Now there's two, I mean that sounds okay. Faith is necessary, right? Okay, that's a statement. Two very important implications of this. Very important. One is that you cannot prove the existence of God to someone who doesn't want to believe in Him. It can't be done. So how many of us have seen on TV or movies, interacted with personally, or been somebody that said, I don't want to believe in God, I only believe in what I can see with my eyes and hear with my ears, so if there's God, prove it to me. Show me God. Who's felt like that at some point of their life? Interacted with somebody who's felt like that? Seen that, right? On TV, movies, somebody, right? Saying, I just believe in what I can touch, what I can feel, what's before my eyes. It can't be done. It can't be done. Let me give an example. Some of you may have heard of Our Lady of Fatima. It's a vision of the Virgin Mary in Portugal in 1917. There was 3 kids who saw all these different visions of the Virgin Mary, and then she had said that on her last appearance she would have a miracle. So big crowds gathered, tens of thousands of people, maybe more. And they reported that it was raining and cloudy, and then suddenly all the clouds went away, and the sun appeared, and it was spinning, and you could look at it. It wasn't so bright. It was like a little duller than normal, so you could look at it. It was spinning, and it was emitting multicolored light, and then it like seemed to come to the earth, and when it came like there, people said clothes that were wet instantly dried up, parts of the ground that were dried up, and then it zigzagged back to its normal spot. That's what the faithful saw. So of course afterwards, the scientific community, the rational people said, well, we think it was some retinal distortion because people were staring at the sun, so then, they started seeing spots and things. Or these were just optical effects of normal meteorological phenomena, just weather, something was going on. Or there was psychological suggestion. The people, they wanted to see something, they were ready to believe, so they saw it. So my point is this. If you bring somebody that doesn't want to believe in Krishna, if they don't want to believe in Krishna, and they're demanding, prove. Nrsingadev could come down through this ceiling right now, surrounded by Gandharvas and Apsaras, angels and things, slam down, right, and roar, and have this half man, half lion form. Do we have a picture? Okay, well, yeah, Nrsingadev's on the altar. There you go. He could come and roar, and make whatever miracles happen. And in the moment, that person would probably be like, oh my gosh, right? Okay, and then he goes back up. And then we have our feast. Now, when that person goes home, what will they think? They'll think, oh, God is real. I saw him. He came down. I'm a believer. What will that person think when they go home? What do you think? It was a trick. Rationalize it some way. Oh, those Hare Krishnas have really fancy sound effects. Oh, I guess they were going to remodel it, so they wanted to tear down the roof, right? Or, oh, they gave me something in the mango lassi yesterday. It had some drugs, so I hallucinated, right? If you do not have faith, and so Krishna is saying this, right? It's this is the core of the Gita, the most confidential knowledge. And he says, because you are never envious of me. then Arjuna can receive this knowledge. Second, very important implication of this. Again, so important, right? Do you see how that's important? Because that's what people say. Show me God, right? They don't want to believe in God. It's a challenge. Cannot be done. Cannot be done. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do. They won't believe if they don't want to. Now, contrary, before I get to the second point, if you want to believe in God, the smallest little thing, and Krishna will actually arrange, it will be a miracle, but it will be so small, and it will be meaningless to everyone else. It will be meaningless. It won't be something you can say, oh, this happened, therefore God exists. It won't be that. He will speak to you directly. If you want to believe in him, but you don't yet, he will show you a sign. And it will be the smallest thing in the world, but for you, it'll be like, and you're like, oh my God, Krishna is real. The second important implication, faith may start blind, but it doesn't stay that way. Doubt remains forever. Right? So the principle was that faith is a prerequisite to knowledge. So the first implication is you can't have the knowledge if you don't already have some faith, some desire. If you don't want to believe, you won't get to the knowledge. The second implication is if you do have the faith, you will get knowledge. Now Krishna says here in the second verse, pratyaksha. Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha is when we talk about knowledge, how to get knowledge in the Vedic culture. There's hearing from authority, there's inference, and then there's direct sense perception. So pratyaksha is the word used for I am touching the microphone stand. I am eating rasgulla. That's pratyaksha. Senses. We're not talking about, oh, the mind is rationalized or something, or you're feeling it within your heart. No, we're talking about these senses are perceiving it. So I will make you a promise that you practice Krishna consciousness long enough, and it will no longer require faith. You will perceive the existence of Krishna with exactly the certainty that you perceive everything in this world. Those of you who've seen The Matrix, devotees went crazy when The Matrix came out, right? They're like, oh my God, it's our philosophy. We're going to take over the world now. So at one point, right, the one, Keanu Reeves, right, at the end, he looks around and he sees zeros and ones, right? He's looking at the normal world and he sees through it. So you will, one day, if you practice Krishna consciousness sincerely, long enough, you will see the material nature, you'll just see its modes. It's just dull matter. You will see through it. You'll see, oh, people aren't their bodies. You'll see spirit, soul, the grass, spirit, soul, ant, spirit, soul. Guaranteed, guaranteed. Krishna is guaranteed. Pratyaksha vagamam dharmyam. All right, so that's the atheists. They have no such luxury. Let me guarantee you, Richard Dawkins, whoever you are, however vehement an atheist, deep down in the core of their heart, deep, they don't want to acknowledge it, they don't want to admit it. There's doubt. Maybe God does exist. They will never have confirmation of his non-existence, ever. Those who do believe in God, you will get that confirmation. And you will know as much as you know anything else. All right, so we'll go to the second group of verses. So this is 4 through 10. So same thing, if we could have devotees just go ahead and read the Sanskrit and translation. So 4 through 10. Anybody who hasn't done one yet want to do 9? Thank you. So this section, Sutta Prabhupada says it's the I in King, inconceivable relationships. Let me read Garuda Prabhu's translation. By me this entire universe is pervaded by my unmanifest form. All beings rest on me, and I do not rest upon them. And yet beings do not rest on me. Behold my divine power of yoga, supporting beings and not resting on beings, myself causes beings to be. As the mighty wind moving everywhere rests on space, so all beings rest on me. Understand this. All beings, O Konteya, enter my primordial nature at the end of a life cycle of the universe. Again, I send them forth at the beginning of another cycle. Being firmly supported by my own primordial nature, I send forth again and again this entire aggregate of beings, which is powerless under the power of primordial nature. And these actions do not bind me, O conqueror of wealth. Remaining aloof, I am not attached to these actions. With my supervision, primordial nature brings forth the moving and the non-moving. By this causal force, O Koteya, the universe revolves in cycles. So here, what's the inconceivable relationships, right? Achintya Abeda Abeda Tattva. Achintya, inconceivable. Bed Abed, same and different. Tattva, the reality is this simultaneous oneness and difference, which comes up a lot with Krishna's relationships to anything. Because in one sense, there's only Krishna. I mean, nothing's disconnected from Krishna. Nothing's opposed to Krishna. But at the same time, of course, right? I'm not Krishna. Not the full, right? Not the full. Prabhupada says part and parcel. Krishna is infinite, and the different spirit souls are infinitesimal, or infinitesimal, as Prabhupada says. So this oneness and difference. So one is, now here, verses 4 to 7 are talking about the relationship of Krishna with the living entities. And it's nice. So verse 6, Krishna is using an analogy. So, I mean, if I use an analogy to explain something, okay, maybe it's a good analogy, maybe it's not, maybe it helps you understand. But, if God's using an analogy, we should dwell on it. We should dwell on it, right? Because how do we know he didn't make the thing just so he could use it as an analogy once? Right? He's not stuck like, well, let me think of something out there I can use to explain something. No, right? He's, everything's his. Everything's his design. So really, he's just revealing some of the hidden poetry in the universe when he uses an analogy. So he's saying, Akash, sky, which is the first element, and the element through which sound travels. So he's the sky, and then the wind is blowing, which is connected with the sense of touch. So you don't see the sky or space, but it's there, encompassing everything. So really there's a song we sing as kids in America. At least I learned it. I don't know, are they still singing it in school or whatever? Because I didn't learn it at church. It was at school. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Sing along. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Right? So this is the principle. This is the principle. Is everything, like Krishna's hands are underneath everything. Everything's there. Everything's there. But you don't see it. You don't see it. Right? Again, the atheist, the non-believer will not see it. Chooses not to see it, will never see it unless they want to. And once you want to see it, oh, then you see Krishna behind everything. So this is his relationship with the living beings. That's what we're seeing here in these verses. That he is the background, he's sustaining. Everything's within him. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahuda vidadati kaman. This is in one of the Upanishads. Of all the eternal beings, there's the eternal conscious beings, there's one chief eternal conscious being. And that one being, Eko, Bahuda, is maintaining and satisfying the desires of everyone else. So this is God, this is Krishna. Verses 8 to 10 are talking about his relationship with material nature. It's working under him, under his supervision. So again, you may not see him, but he's there. I was living in an apartment building by the riverfront there. And so there's an apartment manager there, and that's who I was dealing with. I applied to live there. I would pay my rent to her. I would talk to her if I needed any issues. And she had people working under facilities. But above her, who I never saw, was some rich lawyer who doesn't work for the government like me and actually, makes a lot of money. And he owns the building. And it's named after him. It's Grayco Apartments. So he's Mr. Gray. He's Mr. Gray. And so he's making the decisions. She's not working independently. She's not working independently. She's yes, sir, whatever he wants her, right? He says raise the rent, she raises the rent. He says kick this person out, she's just executing. But he's there in the background. You don't see him. You don't see him. But she knows. She knows he's there. She's talking to him, and she's getting her directions. So Krishna is Mr. Gray in the background. You may not see. You're working with just what you see, but he's there, and there's supervision happening. All right, let's do the next cluster, which is quite a few. So hopefully, obviously no mandatory, but I would encourage, if you are willing, to read one of the verses. I'd encourage you to do so. Borrow a Gita next to you, or there's still a whole bunch up here. You can walk up while someone's reading and grab one. Not rude. So we'll do the third section, verses 11 to 25. 14's a good one. Anyone there want to do? No? Yeah. How about someone for 19 that is actually afraid of reading the Sanskrit because they're going to butcher it? We would like to welcome that. We would like to have a butchered, mispronounced Sanskrit verse. Okay, great. No, just try it. Just try it. Jai, thank you very much. Yeah, you can read the translation. Yes, yeah. Go up to 25, please. Thank you. All right, so I'll read these Garuda's rendition. The bewildered discount me for having assumed the limited form of a human, not knowing the supreme nature of my lordship over all that exists. Those who are vain hopes, of vain actions, of vain knowledge, who are thoughtless, demonic, and godless, they indeed are enslaved by the bewildering primordial nature. However, those whose selves are extraordinary, O Partha, who abide in the divine nature, offer love to me with their minds focused on none other, knowing me as the ever-present origin of beings. Constantly praising me and striving with intense devotion, and honoring me with an offering of love, always absorbed in yoga, they worship me. And there are also others who, sacrificing with the sacrifice of knowledge, worship me in my oneness, in my separateness, and in my many forms facing everywhere. I am the ritual, I am the sacrifice, I am the oblation, I am the healing herb. I am the sacred mantra, I am indeed the clarified butter, I am the fire, and I am the offering. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the creator, the grandfather. That which is to be known, the means of purification, the sacred sound Om, and indeed the Rig, Sama, and Yajurvedas. I am the goal, the sustainer, the Lord, the witness, the dwelling, the shelter, the innermost heart, the coming forth into being, the going forth into cosmic absorption, the continuance of existence, the cosmic receptacle, and the ever-present seed. I radiate warmth, I withhold and send forth the rain. I am mortality, and indeed immortality, being and non-being, O Arjuna. Those who know the three Vedas, the Soma drinkers, purified of vice, who worship me with sacrifices, seek passage to the celestial realm. Approaching the pious world of the Lord of Celestials, such persons partake of the divine pleasures of divinities in the divine realm. Those persons, having enjoyed that vast celestial world, their piety exhausted, then again enter the mortal world. Thus following the Dharma of the three Vedas, desiring certain objects of desire, they achieve a state of going and coming back. Persons who, meditating on none other, worship me completely. For them, who are always fully absorbed in yoga, I bring prosperity and security. Even those who have offered their love to different deities, who filled with faith perform sacrifice, even they perform sacrifice for me alone, O Kunteya, though not according to injunction. For I am the beloved recipient and indeed the Lord of all sacrifices, but they do not recognize me in truth, therefore they fall from the celestial realm. Those who serve divinities go to the divinities. Those who serve ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who sacrifice for spirits go to the spirits, and those who sacrifice for me surely come to me. So, Sutta Prabhu is, this is the N in king, non-worshippers. And I sort of see as non-worshippers versus worshippers. So we see some contrasts here. Right at the beginning, we have a couple verses. Those who, the fools, and then they deride Krishna when he comes. And then we see 13 and 14, but those who are not deluded. So in Mahabharata, we have Duryodhana. And at one point, Krishna, he didn't want to take sides. You know, there's this big battle coming, and he could see, okay, the war is coming. And he offers, well, I guess first he does try a final last effort to go be a messenger of peace, ambassador of peace, to try to broker some truce. And he goes to Duryodhana and tries to say something, but Duryodhana not only refuses, he tries to capture him. Duryodhana thinks he's an ordinary person. He thinks, I'm going to capture Krishna. And Krishna reveals this partial universal form. And that freaks out Duryodhana and everybody else, right? Because it's just like, well, he's like the universe and this, that. What are you going to throw a lasso around Jupiter, right? I mean, you're not going to cage the whole world. So he gets bewildered. But he's thinking Krishna's an ordinary person. So later on, when the war is definitely happening, Krishna's like, okay, you know what I'll do is, one person will get my entire army, the army of Dvarka, Divya Sena, this divine army, and one person will get me, and what is more, I won't even fight. So Arjuna and Duryodhana come, and circumstances happen. Duryodhana gets to go first, And he's like, this is great, this is great. I choose the army. And he's like, duh, right? I get the whole army, and you just get Krishna, and he's not even going to fight. Again, he's not understanding. He's not understanding. And Arjuna's like, I get Krishna. He's like, whew, awesome, right? And then even Shakuni, his uncle, Duryodhana's uncle, when Duryodhana goes, Shakuni's like, I don't know. You probably should have taken Krishna. Because he's not a devotee, but he has a sense, this Krishna, he's something special. You probably should have done that. But Duryodhana is one of these fools. He doesn't see. So, right, there's different vision for those who are bhaktas, and then those who are just seeing him as something mundane. And then Krishna in verse 15 talks about those who have kind of other vision, and some of them see him in the universal form, but he explains that actually all these things you're seeing, I am those things. I am the object of knowledge. I am Om. I am the Vedas. Which in 10th chapter we'll see much more of that. But he's trying to make it clear again, right? Oneness and difference. That they seem separate, but don't think they're entirely separate. They're not me in my fullness as Bhagavan, but they are me. And then we have some very interesting verses with the devatas, demigods. So Krishna is explaining that actually when you worship them, you're worshiping me. But you're not doing it in the right way. Just like Prabhupada would give an example, right? You pay your taxes to the IRS. It goes one place, right? When the mailman, the mailwoman comes and gives the mail, you don't say, oh, here's a few bucks for your trouble. Here's $5, or what's the bill? What's the bill for this month's mail service? You don't pay directly. You pay right one place, and it gets distributed. And so this is Krishna's principle: is worship me, and then the whole world will be satisfied. All the devatas, all the living entities. You don't have to go separately. When you go separately, Prabhupada says it's like bribing. It's like bribing, going to some lower official and trying to bribe them. They may be in control of one department, and they may give you something. But the honest person doesn't do the bribes. They just pay the tax, and then it's distributed. Anyways, I just love this one when it talks about which verse is this? Yeah, text 21. Shine punye martya lokam vishanti. I have that highlighted. Prabhupada the Purport says it's like a Ferris wheel. You do pious activities, you go to heavenly planets, and you come down. But I also like it's like the vacation. You go on vacation, and how do you know when it's time to come home from the vacation? When you run out of money. I can't pay for the hotel, I can't pay for the food, whatever. All right, this is all I can afford, kids, we're going home. 3-day vacation, 1 week, whatever it is, right? So same thing. You worship the demigod, you get some temporary benefit, and then when the money runs out, back. Okay. All right, so now we have this last section, which is the G in King. It's the Glories of Bhakti. So if we could read those, please. Starting 26, all the way to the end. How about some more representation from the Devi Dasis here? Someone? Thank you. So Garuda's rendition. One who with love makes an offering to me of a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, such an offering presented with love I accept from one whose self is devoted. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, whatever you bestow, whatever austerity you undertake, that enact as an offering unto me. Thus you shall be freed from the bondage of action, which produces good and bad fruits. With the self absorbed in the yoga of renunciation, completely liberated, you shall come to me. I am the same toward all beings. No one is either hated or dearly loved by me. Yet those who, with an offering of love, offer their love to me, they are in me, and I'm also in them. Even if one has behaved very badly, if one offers one's love to none other but me, indeed one should be considered saintly, for such a person is rightly absolved. One quickly becomes a self who embraces Dharma and attains eternal peace. O Kunteya, know this for certain, one who offers love to me is never lost. For those taking shelter of me, O Partha, whether they come from troubled wombs, or whether they be women, tradespeople, or skilled workers, even they reach the supreme goal. How much more then for the virtuous Brahmins, as well as the saintly kings, who have offered their love. Having come to this impermanent, unhappy world, offer your love to me. Be mindful of me with love offered to me. Sacrificing for me, act out of reverence for me. Surely you shall come to me, thus having absorbed yourself in yoga, with me as the supreme goal. So we really need to understand this. There's a whole Mahabharata, this whole long epic, and really, Krishna through Vyasadeva, who wrote this, his intent is to frame the Gita. Is, hey, we have this exciting story and stuff, and it's a history, but it's just, right in the middle of it, right? You get this, it's like showing your kids like some video and there's cartoons and fun stuff, but then there's a little moral, right? And that's what you want to get out of it, right? Forgive people, share, don't make people fall. So this is the moral, and within the Gita, this 9th chapter is really the heart, and within the 9th chapter, this section here, this is, it's almost impossible to exaggerate the importance of these verses. This is where Krishna is just straight out telling you, this is what's up. This is who I am, this is how to do it, bus. Don't even need to think about anything else. All these Vedas, all these things, this is the heart of things. And we see the flip side of it. We'll see in chapter 10, there's the Chatushloki, which is, again, a way to summarize this. It's a very lovely section. This is a section to read on and meditate. I'll just point out make a few points. You see in 27, it's Yad Ashnasi, eat. And in 26, it's the same. Ashnami. So it's eating. It's eating. What is Krishna eating? Yes, right? We offer it through something, through the orange cake, but what he eats is the love that you had in your heart when you made it. That's what he wants. Just like if a child buys a gift for the parent, they're using the parent's money. Right? I remember doing that. It was the first gift I ever bought my mom. It was a little swan vase thing or something. I didn't have money. How old was I? So I used her money, but just the fact that I thought of her and gave it, right? So she doesn't care about the thing. It's this that she's touched by that, I thought of, I want to give you something. So Krishna's the same way. Eating that love. 27 is interesting. Whatever austerities you perform, do that as an offering unto me. So Akadashi, of course, everything ultimately is a spiritual value. Everything's ultimately for bhakti. But there's also other things you can get out of it, Krishna's created this system to attract everybody, even those who aren't, they just want something in this world. He's created a system. So Akadashi actually has a karma kanda function also. And we have that, right? Breakfast time is from 6:27 to 9:35, right? Or sometimes it's 5 minutes. So we should follow that, but actually, that's for the karma kandas. We're bhaktas. I'll tell you what my Guru Maharaj, his prayer after Akadashi was this. My dear Lord Krishna, I have followed this Akadashi vrat for your pleasure. I don't know if I did it right or wrong. I don't know if I got good results, some punya or pap. He said, but whatever it is, you please take it I just did it for you. Okay? So the bhakta, even these austerities, whatever you're following these things, it's all for Krishna's pleasure. Right? If you're worried about, let me get the punya, let me get the pious activity and this and that, then you better be strict. But you're doing it for Krishna. You're doing it, less eating, sleeping, more hearing, chanting. Bas. That's Akadashi. Right? So, it's for Krishna. And that's what he's saying here, right? Do all that as an offering unto me. And then the last thing I want to mention is this verse 33. So he's describing this world. Anityam asukam. Temporary, miserable. So don't get too bent out of shape. This world, it's asukam because it's anityam. This is the problem. Nothing lasts here. Nothing lasts. More than likely, it will fall apart, disappear. The material things, the car you want, the relationship you want, more than likely it'll disappear before you die. But even if it doesn't, you die. And then you leave it all. This is not the place where you will find that lasting satisfaction, at least not through the material means. It is asukam anityam. So you want happiness, you find it through spiritual life, and you follow this most important verse of always thinking of Krishna, becoming his devotee, offering a basis of worshipping him. I'm thinking of Vedangi Mataji, I think yesterday, she spoke with someone, right? Isn't that the same thing? Worship the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul. So there you go, right? That's the essence of religion. So that's also the essence of 9th chapter. I thank you very much for your attention. I don't know, do we have time for maybe one or two questions? Yeah, if somebody has any questions, I'm happy to answer. I can also answer during prasadam or really any time. Anything? Yeah, just give me a few minutes to read the purport. No. Let's see if Garuda can help me. By me, this entire universe is pervaded by my all beings rest on me, and I do not rest upon them. The dependence is one way. He's the hands. Right? Right? So, I mean, of course, we understand he's in our hearts, right? As super soul. But he's in our heart. He's not in our soul. You understand? Right? That's a distinction. Here in this material body, you know what's also in our heart is us. Super soul's in our heart, and we're also in our heart, okay? So we are an energy of Krishna. There's energy and the energetic, right? And so we are connected with Krishna. He's the foundation. He's the origin. So everything's within him, but he's not, the opposite is not true. He's not scattered, separated. Yeah. So that's the idea, is that it's not this completely reciprocal relationship. It's Krishna is the primary, right? That's why what's this Brahma-Samhita? How does it start? Ishwara Parama Krishna, right? Satchidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karna Karnam. This is the thing. So it's the same thing. Anadir, Krishna has no origin. On the contrary, he's the origin of everything. And everything else, there's like cause effect. When you get to him, there is no cause of him. So that's the thing. Is right? It's very hard for us because everything else we encounter has both. Krishna is the one thing where it stops. The buck stops here. There's nothing that caused Krishna. There's nothing before Krishna. There's nothing, He is the origin. So that's the idea. That's the idea. But everything's coming from Him. So it's connected to Him. But we shouldn't think that, okay, He's somehow connected to other things. That's all. Thank you. Very nice question. Maybe one more from anybody? Comment? Question? If you came late, you can ask, oh, hey, can you give us a 30-second summary of the class? I can give. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, Prabhu.
Shloka 34,
Yeah.
first sentence of the translation, engage your mind always in thinking of me. So can you give us some practical tips how we can do that?
Yeah, actually, in the 12th chapter, Krishna does that. Because that's actually the perfection. That's actually the perfection, is to be thinking of Him. And you can't do it artificially. I can't take my glasses and paste a picture of Krishna. Actually, someone did it, one of Prabhupada's disciples, on his glasses, and he thought, okay, I'm always looking at Krishna. I'm always thinking of Him. You can't actually do that. You can't actually do that. So, of course, we can have pictures of Krishna. We can associate with Krishna as devotees, right? Krishna Prasadam. If we connect everything in our life to Krishna, right? Our kids have Krishna's names, right? The food we've cooked, we've offered it to Krishna, So the job we're working, we're giving some of that money to Krishna. Then automatically, right? If I'm giving some chunk of my paycheck, even when I'm working, it's like I'm going to kind of think of Krishna. So if we connect everything, which he says, right? Yadashnasi, yajduhosi, right? Connect everything. But also, really in a practical way, in the 12th chapter, he says, think of me. If you can't think of me, follow these principles of devotional service. And so that's what Prabhupada has given us. So if we come, we do our japa, right? We're reading Gita, we're following regular principles. These are the practical way to get to that. Because actually, ultimately, that's the perfection. It's not actually where you start. It's actually the goal. It's actually the goal. And that's why, right, Rupa Goswami says, right, that this always think of Krishna, never forget Him. All the rules and regulations, everything, that's the purpose. That's the purpose. So everything we do, actually, as devotees, is to help us always think of Krishna. Is that all right? Okay. All right, very good. We'll have kirtan now, and then prasad. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If I could request devotees that we're going to start Aarti. If you can come closer. There's so much more space in here for us to dance and move and do a lot of stuff. So if you want to come closer, that would be great. Hare Krishna.
Namo
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Paschatyadi Shatarne. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sri Vasadi Go Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sri Vasadi Go Bhakta-vrinda. Hey, Ibo. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sri Vasadi Go Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Go Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Go Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Go Bhakta-vrinda. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Gaurari. Nitai Gauranga Gaurari. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Gaurari. Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Gaura 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 Hari. Gaura 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 Hari. Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare-o. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nithai Gora Haribo, 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 Nithai Gora Haribo. Nithai Gora Haribo, 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 Nithai Gora Haribo. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nithai Gora Haribo, 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 Nithai Gora Haribo. Jaya Jaya Guru De, Guru De, Guru De, Jaya Jaya Guru De. Gaura Brahmanande, Jaya Om Vishnupad, Sushimada's Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki, Jaya Om Vishnupad, Paramhamsa Prerequisite, Astottara Sati Sushimada's Divine Grace, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Kuti Vaishnava Ki, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki, ISKCON founder Charya Shri Prabhupada Ki. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki. Vrindavan Dham Ki. Mathura Dham Ki. Navadvip Dham ki, Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Jagannath Swami ki, Ganga Mai ki, Jamuna Mai ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Allah Praladayine Hiranyakashipu Vaksha Silatankanakalaye Ito Nesinga Parato Nesingo Yato Yato Yamitato Nesinga Aye Nesingo Aye Nesingo Aching Amadim Saranam Papadi Tavakala Kamaravare Raka Abuta Singa Dalita Hiranyakasipo Tano Bringa Ishavarita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Re Jaya Jagadisha Re Jaya Jagadisha Re Keshavadita Narani Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Re Jaya Jagadisha Re Jaya Jagadisha Re Jaya Narsingade, 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 Jaya Narsingade. Jaya Narsingade, 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 Jaya Narsingade. Jaya Praladwaraj, 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 Jaya Praladwaraj. Hari-o, 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 Nitai Gora Hari-o. Nitai Gora Hari-o, 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 Nitai Gora Hari-o. Singh Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. Want to thank you all for coming out to our weekly Sunday program. It's nice to see devotees coming out. Weather is changing. It's fall season. And that's not something that some of us look forward to, but it's part of the season. It's part of life. So, okay, Johnny would like to, because she's from Canada, so they get it worse. So she's appreciating the fall weather in Pennsylvania. Perfect. He's happy that one of us is being appreciative. So thank you, Hare Krishna. Want to welcome our guests to our community. Josh, welcome. Very happy that you could join us. And we hope we see more of you. You contact with Jit Mitra next to you, Naveen. So anything you have, let us know. We would love to meet your family and your kids. I hear you have a couple of kids, so welcome to the family. And if we can serve you in any way, please do let us know. Daniel, it's nice to have you back with the djembe. We missed you for 2 Sundays. If anyone would love to hear how he chants the holy name, come at 5 o'clock. Beautiful. It's so meditative. It's so sweet. So if you would love to hear his chant, it's also on SoundCloud, so it's there. But it's so nice to sit with Daniel and hear him chant the holy name. It's so, so, so meditative. Thank you. And anyone, yes, is this your first time? Oh, now the name rings a bell. She knows me, but it's the first time. And it's been, yeah, okay. It's an old, many, many years ago. Thank you for coming. It's been a long time. I feel very old now. 2007 sounds like way back. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Haribol. Absolutely. This is the perfect place to get peace. Actually, wow. Yes, yes. We've lost a lot of families due to COVID back home. You know, it's actually around the world. Yes, it's a tragic time, and that's when we take shelter of the Lord, because the Lord knows what He is doing. Just as Naveen Sham was mentioning in class, right? Everything we do, we offer to Him. Even our families, We offer, sometimes we think we own our moms, we own our dads, we own our children, especially children, because, sometimes we think, I carried you for 9 months. I own you, you're my property. But actually, it's without the Lord's sanction, we won't even have a child. So everything belongs to the Lord. He can give us something and He can take it away. And it's a way for us to know that the Lord knows what He is doing. And it's a time that we say prayers to the Lord. And that's why we chant the second prayer that Prerequisite was chanting, Lord Nashringadev. That's a prayer of protection. That we pray to the Lord, this is the soul. This is what I'm going through. Please protect me. That's the wonderful prayer that we say. And sometimes we get asked, why do we dance? And sometimes I like to go back to the Bible. Probably Josh might remember it, or Daniel. I know my husband does. And the Bible, it says, we sing and dance with cymbals. It's right in the Bible. And it exists. In every religion, we do something where we dance. And even when we dance, we don't dance for ourselves. Although we say we kind of lose weight with it. It's our weekly workout. But dance as we dance for the Lord, because the Lord Himself danced. So if the Lord dances, then we just say, we do what Krishna says, and that's about it. So we would love for every one of you to keep joining us every Sunday so we can dance together, so we can please the Lord, as Naveen said. Everything we do, we offer to the Lord. Right, Naveen? Yes, Master. Thank you, teacher. Wonderful. Would like to make a couple of announcements. First, I want to thank yesterday's devotees who did the book distribution and the Harinam. Give yourselves a round of applause. Amazing service. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. of wonderful bliss, wonderful book distribution, wonderful Harinam and Bhajan. It was so much fun that even when it ended, as expected, nobody wanted to leave. It took an hour to pack everything up and leave. So I want to thank all the devotees who are involved in book distribution and the devotees who did the Harinam yesterday. Thank you so, so much. Wonderful. It's actually from that Josh came. Josh got into the chanting. He got into the holy name. He got sucked in. Thank you so much. It's a powerful peace formula. It's a very powerful peace formula. So thank you for coming. And we have an upcoming festival, which is Kartik. It's starting on October 21st, and it goes on till November 20th, I believe, or something like that. Kartik is the most holiest, purifying time of the year. Very, very, very special month. Anything that we do, any little service we do, it multiplies 100 times. And that is a pastime where that particular month, the more we do anything with enthusiasm and endeavor, the Lord reciprocates. Anything, whether it means giving up something, whether it means extra service, whether it means extra chanting, whether it means extra anything. It doesn't have to be, a yard long or a mile. Anything little, whatever we do in that holy month, the Lord gives His mercy in 100 times. So that starts on Kartik, October 21st, which is a Thursday, I believe. And we always start our Kartik month with Kirtan, where we chant the holy name of the Lord, and Mamina's getting excited. She's got her hands clapping here. She's enthusing me. So it starts from 12 o'clock on Saturday till 8 p.m. Come on, guys. Thank you. Thank you. We got to chant the holy name now. So it's a beautiful time to chant. It starts from 12 to 8. I highly recommend devotees to please stay the whole time. It's really beautiful. We do have Kirtaniyas coming from where? Baltimore, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Potomac, and am I missing any states? Okay. So we have the tri-state around us. Very, very wonderful Kirtaniyas coming over. A couple of them are Prabhupada disciples. Many of them are young people born in the movement, so please do come over, join with us. Yes, there will be prasadam. Do not worry, we will feed you. We always feed you. So just come and join and we'll feed you, and you just come sing and then we'll have a good time. And that will continue into Sunday, so that the Sunday program will also be, Karthik, will also be the chanting of the holy name. So please do come out for both the days so we can really enjoy each other's association. November 5th is Haribol, Govardhan Puja, falls on a Friday. It starts at 6 p.m. It goes on till 9 o'clock. So please do mark your calendars. That is the only festival where we do not fast, but we feast. Just got to remove the E from the word. You know, we don't fast, we just feast. That's the only festival where we just eat, and we feast more sweets than anything else, if you ask me. But yes, so if you really want to be part of that feast and feast on sweets, my suggestion is do a 16-hour fast, so you can compensate on the sweets and you don't gain weight. It's really amazing sweets, Mahaprasadam from the hill. So please do mark your calendars for that. November 7th, Sunday, it's a beautiful day. One of my favorite festivals is the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada. Beautiful program, wonderful program. Highly recommend all of you to join us. It's such a sweet, sweet program. So please do join us for that. We have American time now, not Indian time. American time. Josh, you'll learn. American time, 10 a.m. We're going to have dress code. We're going to rock the streets of Harrisburg with the holy name. And we're going to plan the details out, so we'll keep you posted. So let's get all the crew out there. It's going to be a very, very nice festival. Amazing. So without further delay, am I missing? I don't think I'm missing any other announcements, right? Okay. If there are any questions you have after the program, you would like to ask anything, please do come see me. And before you leave, please do see the deities. And do not forget to get your free vegetarian feast downstairs. It's boxed because of the CDC rules. However, if you would like to sit outside, although it's getting dark now, please, there's lights out there. You can definitely hang out and have your meals outside. But we always end our programs with free vegetarian feast. So please do not forget, and do not feel shy to take more than one packet home. Take out containers, that's a lot downstairs. Until then, have a wonderful weekend, and we hope to see all of you here next Sunday so we can rock it again, just in time for Karthik. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.